Hey guys, Creator Mom. Ooh wee. I know I don't look my best. Um, I just been thinking a lot about the psychology of working and your worth, earning a living, um, surviving, in this world. And it's like so interesting, especially when you look at it all through the lens of just the physical, right? Like, forget about spirituality and God. When you look at the world through the lens of just surviving, working, making money, and worth, it's almost like you shouldn't get paid. Or if and when you say you shouldn't get paid, that essentially means you should not be able to survive in this world if you cannot produce results of some sort, of some kind. And I was thinking about that, which is basically the pressure to perform. It's the pressure to perform, and that's what our world is soaked in. That's the world that we live in, when it's especially when it's devoid of purpose and meaning that comes with spirituality and God. Oh man, I feel stressed today a little bit. And it's probably noticeable, but I think that, you know, the physical world um, can make people feel inept. That's a word that came to me yesterday, inept, because, I began a new endeavor. Uh, I'm not an employee, I'm just contracted, but, you know, maybe it's just not even a week that I've been doing this. Yeah, just a week, 5 days. And basically, this guy that I'm working with is like, it's just this thing about these guys, that are like in charge or CEOs or whatever. It's just, I feel as though they tend to sometimes throw tantrums. I noticed that, a doctor that I worked for when I was going through college for an eye doctor, it's just like they just want to get upset and throw tantrums when this somebody cancels an appointment. Like, it's almost as if you're treated as if you control the schedule and the people that you're scheduling are under your control, and basically it's 99% your fault if they don't if they cancel their appointment, or people aren't scheduling appointments. It's your fault. And it's just interesting, like, us comparing the social work world to like more the business and sales world. And I feel like in the social work world, your worth is kind of dependent on the results that you can bring with your clients, right? uh how well are they doing mentally? Are they surviving in the world? That's on your shoulders. And you don't just have one client, you have like 10. If you're a therapist or something like that, forget it. It's almost like your worth, or if your good enoughness, or how well you're doing, and your worthiness is dependent on, are your clients doing well? Did any of your clients commit suicide? Uh-oh, that's your fault. And in the sales world, it's like, if you can't make people buy things, if you can't make people swallow your pitch, then it's your fault. It's your fault, basically, and you don't deserve to eat. if you can't bring in results in this world, you don't deserve to live in this world. And I think that's why there's probably things like ageism and shit. Like when people get older, what do they have to offer the world anymore? Well, nothing. I mean, maybe less than they ever have. And that's probably a crazy ass transition to go through, if anything. This world is crazy. I mean, when it's devoid of looking out through the lens of spirituality and being connected with God and being connected with flow, I could see why there's total depression and anxiety. Of course, we live in a performance-driven world. If you don't make results, then you don't deserve to eat. You don't deserve to live. You don't deserve a place at the table. You're inept. And that's what it feels like. I feel like I just realized kind of like I feel like I've been in resistance a little bit to that notion of like pressure driven, being pressured to perform. And it's just like, I don't want to be under that. You know what I mean? It's an interesting balance, I feel as though. And if you have feelings of inferiority, like forget it. But again, I think it always circles back to knowing who you are, having a good foundation in who you are, having a good support system, and and knowing God, having a deep spiritual relationship, I think can help us move about in this world the best that we can. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share.